extensive. Some of you can remember those moments in time. Some of them you've been living recently, but it's a little snatch of time where somehow you're not resistant in thought, and your mind is just receiving the ingredients of your vortex. They're putting themselves together with the tutelage or tutorialage with the help of your inner being, who knows where you stand in relationship to everything that you want and knows what the ingredients that you put into your vortex is. So knows what the path of least resistance is for you to receive a thought. So do you think that you're here to create your own reality? You are, but do you think that the reason that you're here to create your own reality is that when you create your own reality, you will like it better? Well, that's one reason. But it isn't the reality that you are creating that you are here about. It's the thrill of reality creating that you're here about. It's the thrill of lining up with your true power and watching what you desire flow to you through the power of your own focus. It's the journey. Now, you've heard that your whole life. The joy is in the journey. Almost everybody is saying it, and nobody knows even what we mean when they're talking about the joy is in the journey. But we want you to know that what we mean by the joy is in the journey is that you did a lot of the journey when you knew what you didn't want and therefore knew what you did want. And you say, well, that was not all that joyful. And we say, well, it was to your inner being because you were identifying who you are. When someone was rude, you said, I like nicer. When somebody was hateful, you want more love. When somebody is diminished in some way, you want upliftment. When someone is sick, you want well. When someone's confused, you want clarity. When it's you, even more. You've been isolating and identifying, and there is this extraordinary grouping of ingredients that are the making of an ecstatic life experience for you. But you got to find a way to be in the vibrational vicinity of it. Now, we've been telling you this story in lots of different ways. We've been saying to you, step one is you ask. That's the contrast part of it. You know what I don't want. Ask for what I do want, whether you put it in words or not. Step two is, that's the source energy part of it. That's your inner being part of it. That's the vortex part of it. That's the gathering of the cooperative components part of it. Step two, when you ask, it is given. It's in vibrational form, and you say, I don't want it to be in vibrational form. I want it to be out where I can see it. I'd like to park it in my garage. I'd like to take it to my bed. I would like to go to the movies with it. I don't want this vibrational reality creation. And we say, but it is that way in the beginning. And so if you will accept that the ingredients are there and that you will be guided, you will be led, you'll be called. You are being guided, you are being led, you are being called to your path of least resistance. But what we're saying to you here today is you've got some whopping resistance going on because you have played the objective game so much that you hardly ever put yourself in a position where you can receive an impulse that's on the path of least resistance and feel the empowerment of your inner being about it.
Good morning.
It is.
It is. So I want to talk a little bit about meditation. So if we can be, do, or have everything that we want to get ahead of it, how can I use that to help breathe away resistance or eliminate the things that are maybe holding me back?
Because when you meditate, you quiet your mind, and when you quiet your mind, you stop thought. And when you stop thought, you stop resistant thought. And when you stop resistant thought, you have access to what's in your vortex.
So how can I carry that on through the day and not just for that 15 minutes?
Well, maybe you can't, but you don't worry about that because that is resistant thought. Next. Just catch a snatch of it here and a snatch of it there and a snatch of it there. Just do your best. Tilt the scale just a little bit. And it won't take long because you see, right now to you, it just sounds like someone excited about something who seems like they know what they're talking about. But when you take the time to meditate or to make lists of positive aspects and you are certain, or you feel pretty good, that you are resistant free, and then an idea bubbles up or roars up from your vortex, and you follow through with it, and you receive the immediate reward of feeling great. That's the first thing that will happen. A moment of clarity, or a moment of insight, or a moment of euphoria, or a moment of interest. Doesn't matter what label you give it, it feels really good to you. And then another, and then another. We're not asking you to expect it to bubble up and manifest. We're asking you to allow it to bubble up and feel it, and acknowledge that you feel it, and milk it as long as you can, and see what else it turns to before your practical mind gets involved and you start introducing resistance into the equation. That's the game you want to play. How long can I go resistance free? But even when you play that game, now you make it resistant right from the get-go because you're trying to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to only think pure positive thoughts. Your contrast served you. That's how all the ingredients got into your vortex. And your inner being knows what that all adds up to. The lifetimes of glorious experience that adds up to. We called this gathering for a while the science of deliberate creation, but you were too heavy on the thinking part. And then we began calling it the art of allowing, the art of receiving, the art of every now and again getting into the receiving mode so that you can receive an impulse about something. Don't you have experiences that you could tell one another about how you cared about something, maybe something caused you to worry about it, and you cared about it, and then you were carefree, or maybe you don't even remember that part, but you turned a corner and there it was, and it just felt like it came out of nowhere. And we want you to know that things are ready to come out of what you think is nowhere all the time. Great ideas are ready to come out of what you want to call nowhere because they're not coming out of the tangible piles that you've been gathering. They're coming out of the intangible, non-resistant, well-stocked kitchen, stocked by only the ingredients that you want. And so it's about getting into the receptive mode is everything. But in order for you to know how important it is and feel the power of it, first you have to accept that your life has been serving you and that you've put many decisions and requests and goals and hopes and dreams there. And that they are ready for you. When we say, you said it back to us, you can be or do or have anything that you desire. And you've been putting it into your vortex in bits and pieces, but you don't have the ability to look into it and see everything that is what you want to call potential. We want to call it a done deal. And your inner being will inspire you according to your path of least resistance. Let's say that you have something that you really want, but you are really thinking in opposition of it. And your inner being knows that you want it and knows where you stand vibrationally. Your inner being will offer you impulses that will guide you around your resistant thought. You did that with your children when they were little. Do you remember? When you knew that there was that thing that they always wanted to do in that store, do you remember you never took them down that aisle? You always took them on a path of least resistance, a path that you felt would be a more comfortable experience for them and for you. And so it's the same sort of thing your inner being knows. Do you meditate? Do you? Do you quiet your mind? And have you heard from us here today? Do you have a sort of renewed interest in the power of that quieted mind? We'll talk more about meditation if you want to. You want to? What do you want?
I do. So, quieting the mind, sometimes thoughts come to me, things. Like
Well, here's the thing. Let's say that you woke up and you were thinking about something. It could be positive or negative. Let's just say you were thinking about it. Now let's say that it's not all that positive. Then you check your email and there's more about it in there. And then you turn on the television and it's kind of like that too. And then you call a friend and you kind of get some stuff going as you are facing reality and pointing out. Esther hears it on the airplane all the time. Business people talking to their coworkers or calling their coworkers about things that they're trying to hammer into place. And she just puts her earphones on and puts her pillow on and focuses into her world and out of that, because it doesn't take very much of that focus before off you go. So if you're in that sort of momentum, that's not the best time for you to say, I think I'll meditate, or I think I need to meditate, because you will have a very difficult time quieting your mind under those conditions. Those thoughts already have enough momentum going that that's when the lobotomy would be more helpful, or a nap. We would meditate when there's the least amount of momentum going. It's sort of like, have you ever felt like you really needed to sleep, but you couldn't sleep? and the harder you tried to sleep, the more you couldn't sleep. Well, meditation is like that for you. You say, I need to meditate, I really need this, but you can't because you're focused on what's holding you away from it, so it's what's getting bigger. So what you do is you wait for a sort of clear space, and that usually comes earlier in the morning. Maybe it comes after your kids leave the house. Maybe it comes when you're finally alone in your car somewhere. You could pull under a tree. You have to find a quiet space for it. And the earlier in the day, the better. But you'll get better and better at it. It's just a matter of focus. We recommend that you focus upon something that doesn't require very much thought. Because to say, I'm not going to think about anything, now you're thinking about not thinking about anything, and everything in the world that you're not wanting to think about, you're thinking about. But find something to focus on. It might be a bird in a bird bath. It might be the dripping of a faucet. Esther likes to listen to the air conditioner because she lives and has always lived in hot places. So the air conditioner, there's almost always that sound. Hear it? Hear how steady it is? And notice that you're not prone. There's not much to think about in that. You don't say, I've heard better. It's just a sound, and it's not testing you in any way. And if you've decided to focus on it, sometimes Esther will focus on it, and her mind will wander, and she'll say, oh, yeah. Then she'll listen for it again, and then her mind will wander. But after a minute or two or three, she's isolated that. She's focused upon that, and then it's not long after that before she's got that feeling of detachment. And do you know, you could meditate for 15 or 20 minutes. That's as long as we would encourage for any one setting, once a day. You could meditate for 15 or 20 minutes, and you might only catch that feeling of detachment the last minute or two or three. That's enough. That's enough. Just quiet your mind and allow yourself access to what your inner being knows. What my inner being knows about what? What your inner being knows about all the things you want and what you are most likely to receive a thought about now. Sometimes, if you are in an urgent situation where you're about to take a step or turn into traffic or do something that is critical to your experience, when it's a strong intention like living longer, sometimes even in resistance, your inner being can offer you an impulse and you will do something that you didn't even know you could do. Have you had those experiences? I handled my car better than I've ever handled it. I just can't even believe what happened. But it's so much easier to prepare yourself to be in the receptive mode. It's so much more fun. You have so much more control. So did we answer your question about meditation?
Just one other question. Does Esther receive lists? That's the way I'd say it, but during meditation, do things come to her to do this? Get an impulse to do that, or write this down? Or if you're there, you're not really detached?
Esther knows how to get into that receptive mode, like right here and now. She's in the receptive mode. So she's quieted her mind. She's allowed her vibration to rise to the frequency of us. So she's vibrationally compatible with us. And every intent we have, she's translating. And so you might say that. We don't offer her lists of things to do. She's the list maker. We're usually wanting to inspire her not to feel the trauma of the list. The list overwhelms. The list is all about action. The list is about puny, paltry, mediocre creation. That's not what we teach. You're not ever going to get a list from us. What you will get from us is a feeling of invincibility. What you'll get from us is an idea that just feels good. What you'll get from us is a feeling of empowerment. But you see, until you actually get detached a few times through meditation, or however you do it, appreciation does it too. And then actually feel an impulse occur to you. And the thing is, you want them to be writing on the wall, burning bushes, change the world kind of impulses. Go here, dial 4876922, and whoever answers, get their address and go right over there and look in their left-hand pocket and pull out their lottery ticket and run away with it because it's a winner. That isn't the kind of impulses that you're getting. But once you receive this impulse, And you recognize the freshness of it. And most important, you recognize until you feel, oh, we want this so much for you, until you feel the power of non-resistant moment, even if it only lasts 10 seconds, then these are just so many words. But once you feel it, and then have the momentum of it, have the wherewithal to follow through, and then and have that joyous journey to say it's really what you want. Say, yeah, I want the joyous journey as long as it's this I want. Yeah, I want the joyous journey as long as it's this I want. We're thinking this fast, yes, we're thinking this one, yes, you want. Oh, yeah, I'm willing. Well, just cool your jets. Just relax and enjoy. Enjoy the freshness. Enjoy the clarity. Clarity is power. Can't you feel that in yourself? Don't you know even in your own house you get up, you have things to do, maybe you get on a trip and you ever just run around in circles? And it's a miracle that you even made your plane. Haven't you had a day like that? And haven't you also had a day when you just, usually by yourself, you have this kind of day where everything is involved in nice. There's nothing hard for you, everyone's nice to you. You have every time. You just feel good about where you are. We want your life to be calm and clear. We want it to be pure and full of all of these good feelings. And this is what this power is. Receive is about letting yourself receive, letting yourself the vibrational equivalent of your inner being, where all of your power is. And now we can tell you something. We love you so much. You hardly get in to 10% of that. Hardly ever. And we need you more. So we're not asking for perfect remedy. We're not asking you to start ratting on that person's work that drives you crazy. We're just asking you to ratchet it back a notch. And we're asking you, in addition, to look for some positive aspects of it. We're not asking you to do that at all. Because if you want to do something right, it's not what you really want to do. It's not what we want you to do. It's asking you to find 15 or 20 minutes to do your best to find a moment or two of detachment. And then notice what happens. We want you to give yourself your power. We want you to get unstuck. Because you came as a creator, not come as a great teacher. You came as a creator, you did not come as a defender. You didn't come to fix a broken world, you came to create this world that is delicious to you. Get to it.
I think the daydream is just something that rings true with that.
That's good. Discovered it. It's interesting because we've been talking about processes. We've been helping you clean up your vibration. She's living an extraordinary life experience. You are too. But one day, she's been with her friends quite a bit, and they were doing focus skills together. Got to be quite fun. So let's just sitting on it just one morning. Do your focus skill about something that she's been working on, something that she's wanting to clean up. And she doesn't grow weary of it. She knew she was efforting. And she knew she wasn't feeling better. That at the end of the process, she felt worse than the beginning of the process. That's a sign that it's not the right process for right now. And so she just put her pen down on her page. Breathed. Thought about what she was asking for. Thought about what she'd been to the center of the circle, what she really wanted. And she said to herself, I could have everything I wanted out there. What would it be? And just that statement sort of opened the door for her. It was the least resistance she had in this day. And the next not being something right. What do I want? And she had this are your indicator of how well blended or not you are. And that the more clarity you feel, and the more love you feel, and the more happy you feel, and the more wonderful you feel, that the more in harmony you are with who you are. That's where your power is. Your power is in your happiness. And we want you to find and know and isolate and identify and practice and discover and get it sometimes and not get it sometimes, until you know, until you're willing to proclaim to yourself the power of non-resistant thought. And once you do that, your resistant thought is going to stick out like a sore thumb. Things that haven't been bothering you very long. Esther got up from a dinner table and walked away the other night because she could not listen for one more minute to what they were talking about. 27 trips to the bathroom is not normal. But you gotta do what you gotta do. And you know what? She launched a rocket. Always take my own car. You don't need to be trapped in places that you don't want to be. And so it's easy for you to hear it when we offer it to you like this, because you know you've been trapped in conversations with people that are complaining and that are introducing resistance into the equation until you are too. You know what we're talking about. But, you know, it's not just you standing in a non-resistant place and somebody else standing in a resistant place. This is the same story as your desires and your beliefs. You are having the battle within yourself all the time. It's not even about other people. You wouldn't be in a place with others who are giving that to you if you didn't have that battle going on within yourself. And you know what the battle is? Gotta be nice. Gotta play along. Don't want to stand out. Don't want to look too Pollyanna. Don't want to think too many pure positive thoughts. Don't want to seem uninvolved. Don't want to seem misinformed. Don't want to seem like I don't care. And we say, we think what you want is true compassion. We think what you want is to tune into Source, to become a perfect blending with Source energy and look at them with the wholeness of who you are and uplift them. We think that's what you want, you see. No one will feel denied or forgotten when you're thinking about them, when you're tuned in, tapped in, turned on. But you gotta segment and tend. You gotta get out ahead of the meeting. You gotta be ready for the meeting vibrationally. And it's so fun. It's so fun. It's so fun just to notice how much better it gets, how much better you feel, how much more power you have. Are you afraid of your point of attraction? We're asking you, are you? Are you afraid you'll stand out too much? Prosperity is going to be yours. Can you deal with it? And everybody in the world isn't going to be prosperous like you are. You are. You going to be all right with that? Or are you going to make stuff up? Oh, I was just lucky. Or, oh, I suffered and struggled for a really long time before my goodness came. Or you're going to accept it and embrace it and acknowledge it and then tell them where it came from. I discovered non-resistant thought. What do you mean? I just started reaching for thoughts that felt better until I just sort of got hooked on it. And then I did something really powerful. I quieted my mind completely. It's the only way I could really stop resistance. And then when the new thoughts started coming, they were pure and they were powerful and they were love and they were clarity and they were impulse. And then ideas started to flow and timing started to happen. I started being in the right place at the right time. Ready to deal with that? People aren't going to like you much. You're going to stick out. You're going to look weird. You're going to thrive in a world that might not everybody be. You're going to be happy in a world that is so full of hatred and complaint that you're going to look like you're from another planet. What's wrong with that person? They must have something wrong. You are pure positive energy beings who came forth into these physical bodies under what you knew were idyllic situations and conditions.